Hello friends, it's Sherry. How you doing today? Welcome to my channel. We're continuing work on this journal and I'm continuing right where I left off on the last video. So I started a new glue book in case you didn't see the last video. This is video number 2. And we are doing the cover right now, and we got the cover together. We got the spine and now we're covering the back. So let's see, I am just inking the sides of this cardstock because I'm covering the back of the book because it's kind of grungy and messed up, and you know, it was a discard from a school library, so they wrote on the back and stuff. So unfortunately, if they hadn't done that, there was also a big kind of taped sticker on there that I took off. So let's see, I think we'll cut off. Well, it doesn't, I think we'll cut off here, and then I'll ink this. And it's just, I'm just inking it because the edges are white, and this is going to be on the outside of my cover here, and I want it to look like it was always there. You know what I mean? When I'm done gluing it down, I want it to look like it was always there. So let's do it. I'm going to measure here real quick. Let me put that lid on there. Okay. So yeah, we're going to see if we can get this done today. So, okay, I said I'm going to cut. So I already measured the width and cut it on the last video. And so I want it to go right up to the edge and over to the side edge too. So basically, it will be something like that. I need to pull it over a little bit so I can see where my edge is here on the outside. Okay, so that's the top, and here is the bottom. Okay, I'm going to put a little pencil mark right here. And I always kind of like, I'm conservative, like I'd rather cut it too long than too short. And if I have to cut again to cut some length off, at least it won't be too short, because then if it's too short, then that's a problem. I have to get a whole new piece of paper, right? So let's do this. I hope everyone's having a good day. All right, we got a spare piece there. Little scrap. Okay, let's edge this, ink this edge, this white edge. You see how white that is, I hope, and how it's just covered up once you ink it. I'm just doing the very edge. I'm not trying to go over the sides or anything and distress it or anything. I'm just really just covering up that white edge. So we have no white edges. Here's a little bit of something here. A little bit of white edge that I missed, so I don't want to miss any. All right, so I think we're ready to go. So see how it matches. All right, am I done with this? Well, I'm going to need it again, so let me leave it there for a second or a while. Okay, so this is going right here. Let me make sure everything looks good. I think I want to turn it over. This side looks better. I want to turn it this way. I have a method to my madness, believe me. Okay. It's not too long. Let me make sure. Nope, going right up to the edges. So I think we're good to go. We're going to use some Fabri-Tac. I've been having trouble getting my fabric. This is a new bottle, but it's been having trouble getting it out a little bit. Like it dries a little bit inside here, and I have to poke something in there and loosen it up or something. So let's see how we do tonight or today. Yeah, is it the same? Oh, it's coming out. I can't believe it. So I'm going to put it on here because I don't want it to put it on the book and then have it in places I don't want it. You know what I mean? I just want it on this paper and glue this paper down, and that's it as far as where I want the glue. So just want to get it all over real good. It shouldn't be able to, it won't make any lumps or anything because this is cardstock, it's not just paper. So it's a nice strong, cardstock for the back here. And this is going to be a glue book, so the person that gets this actually could glue something on here. So not only does it match and make for a nice clean back, but she can glue something on here, even a little pocket or something if she wants to. So let's get right on the edges now and make sure all our edges are nice and tight and glued down. All right, I think we got it. I think that's enough glue. I think it's plenty of glue. Let's see now. I think I turned it around. Okay, so like this, yes. And you have a second to move it around, you know what I mean? Like literally just a few seconds to move it around if you need to. So I think the most important is these outer edges, because this is going to be covered up over here with fabric. Okay, so I would say make sure you get your outer edges right, and then your top and your bottom. And then just, you want to press it down real good. And I don't have my little card here. Let me grab my little card. I don't want to mess up this back or anything, so this is clean. Make sure I don't want to, this edge is a little grungy from gluing or something, but this one's clean, so I think we're good there. Okay, so now we have a nice clean matching back. Okay, now we need to do our insides before we put our fabric on. I want to make sure this is all pressed down real nice so that glue just adheres under there and spreads out. Okay, I'm pressing down pretty hard, so I think we're good. Let me put that over here and keep it handy in case I need it again. Okay, so the inside, I said I was going to use this blue, pretty blue. So you open up and then also keep it solid so that, well, for one reason, it matches everything, the fabric that I'm putting. The fabric is patterned, and then she can glue things on the inside of the covers. Whatever, collage, you know, pockets. The last journal I left solid too, and I just sent her pockets in case she wanted to add pockets. You know, separately she can glue in the pockets if she wants. So I'm going to run this all the way over to over the whole inside cover here, and then the fabric will go over this. So I don't want it to go into the groove though. So about right there. It doesn't have to go right up to the groove because the fabric is going to be there too. So about right there. Plus I want to leave plenty for the other side. So let's go ahead and do this back part here, the back cover. So I'm going to cut this. And we'll get the front cover next. So this is going to go right here. See how it's all dirty here on the inside? It's, I mean, not dirty, but it's dirty from just being around since 1970, right? at an elementary school. And I want some of the yellow to show around it, because that's how books are. That inside part shows a little bit. So I'm going to go and put just a little bit above the bottom here. Is where I'm going to cut right there. And my pencil mark. Okay. Right there. Make sure everything's straight. And so the same thing, I'm going to use my distress ink to cover up the white edges. You can use a marker too, depending on the color of your, if you're using the cardstock like this or whatever, a paper, you can use a marker. If my marker was here, I wouldn't mind using my brown marker. I don't know if I'd use a black marker because it would show up more. Because this doesn't really show up, it's just covering up the white. You know, you don't really notice it unless you know it's there, and you can, you know, then you might notice it, but otherwise you just like know that there's no white showing. Especially where you cut it, the white really shows, right? So the white inside. Okay, there we go. That looks better. Now there's no reason, these aren't rounded corners, so there's no reason to really round the corners. So I think, let's see which side looks, any side look better than the other. I think like that will look nice. Okay, let's get our glue again and get this one down. Maybe we'll actually finish the cover today. I would like to, so that's our goal. Nothing exciting happened around here. I hope everybody's doing okay. All right, get the edges. Get the edges real good now. Make sure I got glue everywhere. Just want to get those corners down real good. I don't want the glue to ooze out, but I just want everything to be nice and flat. Okay. All right, that looks pretty. That looks pretty. All right, I love it. It's looking more beautiful by the moment, right? Okay, where's my card? Let's see, where's the clean edge? Right here. Get this all nice and flat and adhered. Can go on the edges real good. Okay, doesn't that look better? Nice and clean and pretty. All right, so look at the difference. So pretty. Okay, now this one, this side. All right, love it. Okay. Okay, we're going to cut a little bit off the side here. Let's see, the groove is right there. So about right here's good. Oh, this is a nice size scrap here. I can make some tags or something out of that. Little baby tags. Okay. Now, or I do, you know, I have been putting all the scraps that I don't use in the glue book goodie bags. So, all right. So I want a little bit of a yellow to show all the way around again. That looks good up there. I want to cover up the white paper that was there, the dirty white paper, but have a little yellow showing. So I gotta be careful. All right, about right there should be good. I don't want to cut it too short because, you know, then we're going to start over. Okay. Cut that straight line. Okay, so covering up our edges again. We're getting it done tonight, or today. We are getting it done. I can't wait to start on the pages now. I do not have the pages out here, so if we get done with this before my time runs out, then we'll just have to do another video. Okay, no more white edges. Make sure. No more white corners. Nope, nope, we got them all. Okay, good to go. Now we're going to get our glue. Let's see. Let me make sure which way I want to put it down before I put glue on. Get out of the way. Okay, got right there. That looks beautiful. I want to make sure I leave enough yellow. Okay. On the edge there. Yep, that looks good. Okay, and I like that, so I'll glue on this side. Good old Fabri-Tac. I think I'm getting used to the smell on this one. I'm not smelling it anymore. The first time, I said when I opened this, when I told you on video that I've never had a stinky one. This is the first stinky one that I had. My door is open. I don't have my fan on though, so I'm not hot right now, or today, or yet. So it is smelly still, but when I first opened this, I was like, oh my goodness, I've got a smelly one. Now I know what everybody's talking about. Okay, let's get this down. Yay. Making progress. So fun. Okay. Yay. So pretty. I love it. Alright. Isn't it pretty? Where's my card? Okay. Got the right side there. We want to get those edges. All right, beautiful. I'm going to need the fabric tack again, but I got to get the fabric ready here. So let's see what we got. I have not looked at this at all or tried to tear any pieces, so really doing it from scratch here. Let's see. This pattern is not up or down, so I can wrap it around. The last couple I had a pattern that was up and down, so I had to cut and not wrap it, you know, so that the inside would be not upside down. Okay, so let me see. This is not long enough to wrap around. This is long enough to wrap around here. Probably, let's see what we got on this side, and that's not long enough. So I need to actually tear about, let me see, where's those scissors that cut fabric? Let me see, about right here I need to tear off this short piece. Okay, put that over there. Now let's see what we're left with. The tape, you need to get out of my way. I'm done with you. Should have put that away, right? Okay, so let's see where our line goes here. All right, so we got continuous right here. Okay, so I need to rip this little piece off right here because it's kind of jagged and, you know, all different kind of jagged stuff going on here. So can I rip this little piece off? I think I can. Well, maybe not. It stopped. Okay, let's just cut again right here and get it started. Oh man, I cut that a little jagged. That's not cool. Let's see how it comes out. I'm gonna have to just cut a bigger piece off is all. That little, I try to just cut, see this, how skinny that is? That's just hard to tear a straight line like that. So I'm gonna go over two spaces, two little design spaces here, and see how that does. That'll probably be a lot better. I just have more to grab here for one thing. Most fabric like this will tear straight once you get it going. So just needed a big enough piece to tear. So did we get a good tear there? Nice, good straight tear. We did. Okay, so now I need to measure the width. I like to go measure on the outside because I want to make sure I'm not covering up too much. So it's going to go like this. A little bit of a string here, thread. Okay. So like this, and I can put, you can put a trim or not put a trim, whatever you want to do. You don't have to have a trim when you're doing this. You can glue this down. I mean, either way, it's going to be glued down flat, you know what I mean? So it just depends on what you like as to whether you put a trim in between, you know, to join, kind of blend the book cover with the fabric. So I'm just going to put this barely over the edge here in case I do put a trim, which I probably will. I haven't got it out yet though. And So I want to make sure I don't go too far over and then add a trim and it just keeps getting over and over and over more, you know what I mean? So right there to the edge of the tape. So, and then we're measuring to see how far back we're going to go. So we're over the spine here, and then the tape, we have to cover up the tape and not go too far over, but far enough on the cardstock here that's on the back cover, you know, the outside of the back cover. We want to cover up a little bit of that just to blend this all together. So about right. Let me bring it up a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. See, here's the cardstock. Okay, I would say right about there. I could do, it's like, I think I'm going to do one more. First of all, for safety, so that I'm over far enough. And it'll look pretty, you know. You can go over as far as you want, really, on the back. Because there's, especially this one, we're not covering anything up, right? So let's go for the tear. Okay. Now, if you don't have enough, I think this will be plenty to wrap around. See how we can fold it in half and it wraps, or you know, doubles the outside. So I'm not worried about not having enough fabric here. I'm going to cut this, go ahead and cut or tear this right here. I'm going to see if I can tear it. Sometimes it won't tear the other way, you know. Sometimes you go with like the, kind of like the grain of the fabric, and that's the way it tears, and it just won't. Sometimes it'll tear both ways, and sometimes it won't. Usually most fabric does tear both ways, but I don't want to mess this up, so I'm going to go just cut it here. I don't want to try too hard. Like, it didn't tear right off, so I was like, I don't want to mess this up, you know. Okay, so we got our piece of fabric here for our spine. So let me take off my, oh, I think I just hit you. Did I move you? Whoop, there you go. I moved you. Okay, let's tear off our, take off our threads. And there we go. I do like the fraying, so sometimes I actually like to leave it without trim, because I really love, see the frayed edge there? I do really love that. I don't know why. I think it's pretty, I guess. But I like the trim too. The trim is pretty too, so it just depends. If I find like the perfect trim and it just like adds that special finishing touch, then I'll add the trim, you know. So make sure all of our strings are off. You can always pull off strings later too, but because I would like to glue without strings if possible, so I don't have to have them mixing up with my glue. Like I said, this is not upright or anything. Upright, there's no upside down to this. So let's see, I'll probably do my the front first, get that right, and then do the inside. So what I like to do is leave a little bit to fold under. So let's go ahead and I usually don't like to put the glue on the fabric, because I don't want to take a chance of it showing through, and there's less of a chance of it showing through if you put it, I think, on the spine. That's been my experience. And you can also kind of, if you need to, spread it out a little bit so you don't have lumps and things under. So I'm gonna what I do is usually start on one side and do a little bit like this, and then make sure you have plenty, and get it down in the groove there. Get it in your groove. I can go over a little bit more. I can see that the glue's not really drying yet, so I'll go over a little bit more. See how it looks. I don't have my fan on. That's probably helping the glue not to dry too fast. Just thought of that. That's a little tip if you have a ceiling fan. Maybe when you're gluing, turn it off so your glue doesn't glue too fast on you. Because I think the last time I did this, my fan was on, and I was like, "Ooh, I gotta do a little bit at a time." And I didn't realize. Now that my fan's off, it's not drying so fast. So there I go. I just discovered something new. It's because I'm going all the way over, and I didn't do that last time. Okay, so I'm going to get some on the edges here and make sure. I think I got plenty on there. I think I will spread it out a little bit with my finger just to make sure I don't have any lumps or bumps or anything showing through. Okay, and I think, let me put a little bit in this groove right here, because I'm not sure I did. Okay, now let's get this down. Like I said, I want it straight, and I want a little bit to fold over, about 1 inch, I would say. So stretch it out nice and smooth. I poke it into my grooves, and that's how a book is. You have those grooves in your book, in a book. You know what? I put it over too far. Hold on. See, good thing I don't have my fan on. I put it over too far here. Okay, remember I wanted it just on the edge here in the front. Pull it down my inch. Thank goodness my fan's not on. Okay, there's the edge of the tape. That's where I want it. And I'm going to just press this edge down over here first, because I want this to be, this is what I want in a certain place. I don't want this over too far. Okay. So there we go. See, my little boy is there. My house for our little red is there. Not covering up too much. This edge is kind of trying to fold over, so I just have to get it down into the glue so that it's nice and flat here. And I can put more under there if I need it. I just want to work with it here for a second, get it nice and flat for the moment, and then I'll put more glue under there if I need it, if it's not sticking down. But see, it's nice and flat right now. Okay, let's smooth this out. And I'm going to take my scissors and go ahead and push it down into the glue a little bit. This is a rounded edge, so I know I'm not going to hurt I'm not going to cut anything by accident or anything. Actually, you can use your card too. Use your little card if you want it. That's not as sharp as a scissor. So I'm just going to press that into the groove before that glue dries. All right, and then everything else is pressed down. I'm just going to check my edges here in a second. And go ahead and just maybe smooth out a little bit. Get my edge there. Press everything down into that glue. And then I'll add more glue if I need it, which I can see that I do. All right. All right. I'm going to put some right here, just under the fabric. That is not glued down yet. And I don't, because I don't want to go out too far, so I'm just going to do a little bit at a time here. I don't want it to, if I can help it, I don't want the glue to show, right? So, let's see if we need any more. We put more under there. Let's see if we need any more now. See if anything's loose. Okay, there's a little bit of looseness right here. So a little bit more. All right. Nice and flat. See, this way I'm not just putting glue down and then end up with too much. Just carefully keep putting a little bit more until you get it all glued down. All right, see, now I think I have it nice and flat here. And I'm going to be putting trim there too, but see, can you see how flat it is? Okay, I need to hurry it up because my time is going to run out here pretty soon, like in 3 minutes. So let's get this side down. And I would put the trim on the front and the back, so let's see how I can just, now I put that glue under there. Okay, let's go ahead and wrap this around, and I will check that after the video and make sure the edges are glued down. I just want to get this down for the video so that you guys can see this done. I'm going to get some glue right here, right on the edge, like the bottom edge, and then go up. And I'm not worried about like getting too much glue here because I'm bringing this down in a second. But I do want to get enough to glue this whole piece up here nice and solid. So let's wrap this up here. I like to wrap on the bottom because then you have a nice smooth when I'm wrapping, you know, fabric around. Then you have a nice smooth edge up here, and your rough edge is not necessarily rough, but it's not smooth like the top, you know what I mean? But you have that on the bottom instead of the top. Okay, so let's get this glue here and all around. So, and I put glue over this fabric that we just glued down because we're going to glue over that. All right. A little bit on the edge here. Come on, glue. Okay, here. I'm just going down, trying to go right down here. Like I said, I can glue the edges down later after the video. I just want you to see what this is, how pretty this is going to be before I have to turn the camera off. Okay, so let me just kind of, this edge is trying to wrap around again. Okay, get it flat. If you want to avoid that, you could iron that edge or something before. I just didn't want to iron it, so I figured I could deal with it, right? I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Okay, so we got it down. I'm going to cut this off here, right at the bottom, I think. Let me see. Yeah, I'm just going to cut right here on the bottom, right at the edge. I'm going to actually turn it over so I can see what I'm doing here. And kind of pick it up and just cut right here, right on the edge of the book. Kind of use that as my guideline. And I'm going to have to end this video because my time is up. But you get the general idea. I don't want to bend it yet. I want to let this dry a little bit more. But isn't that pretty? It's going to be a beautiful spine, right? And here's the inside. Isn't that pretty? I'm going to glue this down a little bit more, but there you go. You can get the general idea of how this book is like a brand new, beautiful book cover now. So it'll be even more prettier when I get trim on there. So I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching today, and happy crafting. Have a great day.